there is a bit of mourning. There is a bit of going through the grief process about your relationship status as you get older. I've been thinking about this comment that I seen under this post. The comment kind of sat with me because it put a lot of things in perspective. We're all mourning the families we thought we were going to have. I am 28 years old. I turned 28 in October. And there was just a rush of feelings that I couldn't explain around my romantic circumstances. And of course, I am successful. I have a home. I have great friends. I have a very fulfilling life. But there's also this set of emotions that I just didn't understand why I was feeling this way. I feel like from a young age, we kind of seen the life that we were supposed to strive for. The family, the white picket fence, the kids, the marriage, all the 9 yards. And then I feel like most of us placed a timeline on it. Of course, when we got into those 20s, 23, 25, we kind of understand that those timelines were a little bit out there because at 25, I couldn't have a kid. But as I'm getting older and just looking at what I thought I was going to have at 16, at 18, at 22, and things like that, and realizing that that is not the case, there is a bit of mourning. There is a bit of going through the grief process about your relationship status as you get older, especially as women, because they talk about these biological clocks and how difficult it is to have children above a certain age, and then finding that right partner to raise kids with. There's just so many risks that you just try to get out the way at the beginning. You try to get to know the person. You try to build rapport. You try to make the right decisions in your early 20s. So when it's time to kind of settle down and build that foundation with someone, you already have a good concrete base to start off from. I don't want to rush that foundational stage. I don't want to rush getting to know someone because I am comparing it to another type of biological clock, or I'm comparing it to, I have to get this out the way now, it's now or never, so I'm skipping essential steps to get there. And I don't want to feel like that, and I don't think I'm going to do that should I explore a romantic relationship at this place and stage in my life. And generally, I think I seen a video about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was on YouTube, that talked about applying the grief principles to a lot of things that we don't know that we're grieving. Like, people only associate grief with death, but you can grieve a lot of things that are like a loss in your life. And when it comes to romantic relationships and reading this comment about mourning the families we thought we would have, I'm like, okay, the grief principle really applies to how I'm viewing this situation. And I can see the flows, the ebbs and flows of me going through the bargaining, the anger, the acceptance, like going through each of those phases. But just seeing those emotions happen to my romantic relationship system or that area of my life, it just puts, that comment just affirmed something in me of the feelings I was feeling, but couldn't necessarily place an emotion to it or place a name to it. So for all my women and men out there who are grieving or mourning a romantic life that you thought you were going to have, or the families that you thought you were going to have by this stage in life, you are not alone. And that's really it. You are not alone, and we are just working through this grief process together as we are still building ourselves up, or I guess preparing for that romantic connection in the future, should you actually want it.